Welcome back to my Let's Play of Orbiter. We have just failed to re-enter with the Delta Glider for various reasons that were not the fault of the autopilot or me, I think. Well, it was my fault. I just tried to do something that I shouldn't have done. So now we're using the Vanguard, which is the cousin to the Ravenstar. As you can see, it's a lot bigger. Um,
Welcome aboard, Commander. All Vanguard systems nominal.
it has the same general layout as the Vanguard, or as the Ravenstar, as well as a payload thing, and I'll again show you this, but I want to add some fuel. So I want XR5 main fuel. And let's give myself that. That should be enough. Yeah. Okay. Um, so taking off. Um, much slower acceleration rate. We need to take off at a heading of one... No. Hang on. Uh-oh. This isn't good. I did not prepare adequately. Okay, I'm taking off at an angle of 90 degrees.
Rotate.
So
Wheels up.
I was going to show you how you can use the attitude autopilot for flying really quick.
Gear deployed.
Oh, gear deployed.
Up.
So I've set us to a pitch of 5, and you can set the bank.
Gear deployed.
So I'm leaning to the right. I'm gonna
Up and lock.
probably go to hot, slightly more. So you can use this to turn without having to actually turn it yourself. But you may notice it's kind of a slow way to turn around, so I'm going to close that off and do it myself. We need to turn around to 90 degrees. Doop-a-doo. So the Vanguard, as you saw, is a much more massive ship, and the reason I'm using it for this path is to show you one of what I think is the more ridiculous things about how every place you dock at has infinite amount of fuel, except for some reason the International Space Station last time. But I'm not sure if that was just a glitch or if that's what that was supposed to happen. Man, this is taking a while. um, Another reason is that we're going to the moon this time, and so the Vanguard seems like the appropriate vehicle since it's, a very large cargo-centric airplane, and if you're going to go to the moon, you may as well bring a whole bunch of cargo with you. And because it's just visually stunning to see the Vanguard peeling into the upper atmosphere, flying at, a ridiculous, so into zero bank. So if you remember the Ravenstar, we took off at about 60 degrees. We cannot do that with the Vanguard. The Vanguard is too heavy. Its engines are not powerful enough to sustain a 60-degree attitude. And as you can see here, even 30 degrees we're having a negative acceleration. So it's much heavier, and you have to account for that. So as we're ascending to a scram altitude, you have to do it very slowly and carefully. So here we are, we're up into the positives again, because we're burning a lot of fuel, and we're burning it very, very quickly. That's over 100 kilograms a second. Hey, this has the shiny things too, I think. Let's see, I think the Vanguard also allows to have the cargo bay and, oh, I can speed this up. I forgot I'm not limited by, that limitation. Apogee is high enough. Let's drop us down to 5 degrees.
Mach 2.
No, okay. Um, what was I saying? Hey, there's the moon. I don't know what I was saying. Alright, I'm not limited by the autopilot thingamajigger, which is handy. Also, to note, as it's more massive, you need to be going faster for the scram engines to get a good uh, grip on the air. So I'm going to start us at about Mach 4. You may notice the panels are almost identical as in the um, Ravenstar, which makes sense. They're made by the same people, Altea Aerospace. You can see the bay tanks are emptying at a very fast rate. Okay, so let's see if this has enough thrust. Yeah, it's close. We're only getting 3 meters per second. So there's scram. So I'm going to actually disengage the autopilot and
Mach 5.
just wait it out. I'm accelerating because, you know, we've already seen the
Mach 8.
we've already seen a scram ascent, so you don't need to see the whole thing again.
10, 90%.
There are no re-entry textures for the Vanguard,
Mach 11.
but I think I can forgive them for that. Okay, need to get us cooler.
Mach 12.
Um,
Mach 13.
Scram ascent is basically the same. In the end, you just try to keep yourself as hot as possible. Keep an eye on the scram diffuser temperature,
Mach 16.
and try not to let that get into the red. It does go up fairly quickly, and so if it ever does reach the yellow, you should probably shut the scram doors immediately, no matter what. Otherwise, you're tempting fate and probably going to end up destroying your engines. Which I guess if you don't really care about them, since we're not going to be using them again,
17.
then you could do that. Well, that was not very smart of me. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to run out my scram fuel, but I am going to be able to get to 6 kilometers a second-ish before I'll have to shut these down.
Mach 19.
And once you hit the closed scram doors thing, your engines will automatically shut off. So you don't have to worry about that. And so far as I know, there's not actually like a key you can press to max out the scram engines. So I always just do it with the mouse. Okay.
Mach 20.
So raising the apogee now.
Mach
Again, same as the Ravenstar.
22. Mach 23. Mach 24. Mach 25. Mach 20. Mach 26.
And there we go. Rotation, turn off the AF control surfaces, and open the cargo bay doors. And let's see if we can open the radiator then too.
Bay doors in motion. Radiator is locked.
So no radiator while the bay doors are moving. So here is the cargo bay. That's all the fuel I put in there. These are actually a lot of fuel tanks. You can see just those 12 tanks have added almost half of my fuel capacity. So you can really get a lot of fuel in this thing. That's the wrong key. You can also, I know there's going to be cheating technically. A1A Logistics are these little crates, which I don't know, look like trucking, shipping crates like that. So that's like the main cargo you can use. You can also have water. Huh. I've never added water. liquid oxygen for extended
NOx
trips,
tanks full.
and main fuel and scram fuel, and then the rest of it is XR2. Um, so that's your that's your payload. And again, the coolant temperature is going up, so we need to get those closed. Oh wait, I was gonna no open up again. So radiator, radiator.
Warning,
Nope.
bay doors open. Radiator is locked.
Okay. So the radiator comes out right here, like that, and you will need them open for the trip. So I'm gonna
Information.
APU fuel.
Information. APU running.
So close that off. Get up. We want to go prograde, and see if I can get a much better rounding of my orbit. Turn off prograde. More keys to think about. These up here, prograde and retrograde, can be done with the left and right brackets. They're next to the P key on the QWERTY keyboard. So that's how to do those. I forget what orbit normal and anti-normal. I think the semicolon and quote mark. Okay. Hang on. Need to stop talking.
Retro doors are closed. Translation.
Haha. RCS system
Rotation.
activate. Who needs retro doors
Translation.
when you have
Rotation.
retro doors? Or when you have the RCS system? There we go. Check that out. The paragrade and prograde are so close together you can barely tell them apart. Win. Okay. So there we go. Rounded the orbit, and I'll stop the video here and continue in the next video. So see you then.